Hi there. There is a saying that the Bible is shallow enough for a child to swim in, but deep enough for an elephant to drown. Shallow enough for a child to wade in its waters, but deep enough for an elephant to drown. And I believe that wholeheartedly. Today is one of those days where it's just the nitty gritty. I was in the Word, and it just is so real. And you think, wow, I don't remember hearing that in Sunday school. And it just grips and grabs hold of you. I've been spending a lot of time in Exodus, chapters 32, 33, 34, getting ready for an upcoming sermon. And it's telling us of the people of Israel having been led out of Egypt by Moses, delivered from Pharaoh. They're in the wilderness and they come to Mount Sinai, where Moses is asked to go up the mountain and receive the Ten Commandments from God. And while he's gone, the Israelites, who are more Egyptian now than Hebrew, having been in bondage in Egypt for over 400 years, fall back into their old ways relatively quickly, and they construct this golden calf idol and begin to worship it in his absence. And when Moses comes back down the mountain, what transpawns, what happens after that is what just blew me away and still does anytime I hear it. Before I read it for you, just let me tease you with this. What is the worst punishment you ever received as a child? Either from a father figure, a leader, or an actual parent? What was the harshest punishment? Was it getting beat on your behind? Was it perhaps soap in the mouth for using inappropriate words? What was it for you? And for some of us, I know it can be very serious. For others, we have to think harder. But hear this from Exodus. A lot of people can think that God of the Old Testament is this God of wrath and anger and smite, and the God of the New Testament is merciful and loving and forgiving, when it's the same God in both. And we find out in chapter 32 that it's actually Moses who is more stern, more strict, acting on that anger than God himself, who is merciful. So here from chapter 32, verse 7. The Lord said to Moses, while they're on top of the mountain, "Go down, for your people, whom you brought up out of the land of Egypt, have corrupted themselves. They have turned aside quickly out of the way that I commanded them. They have made for themselves a golden calf and have worshipped it and sacrificed to it." And the Lord said in verse 9 to Moses, "I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. Now therefore let me alone, that my wrath may burn hot against them, and I may consume them, in order that I may make a great nation of you." But Moses implored the Lord his God, and said, "O Lord, why does your wrath burn hot against your people, whom you have brought out of the land of Egypt, and with great power and with a mighty hand? Why should the Egyptians say, 'With evil intent did he bring them out, to kill them in the mountains and to consume them from the face of the earth'? Turn from your burning anger and relent from this disaster against your people. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, your servants, to whom you swore by your own self, and said to them, 'I will multiply your offspring as the stars of heaven, and all this land that I have promised I will give to your offspring, and they shall inherit it forever.' And the Lord relented from the disaster that he had spoken, bringing on his people." So God in this passage is the one who is merciful. God the Father is forgiving, and he doesn't have to be, but Here's the nitty-gritty. Come down to the punishment part. Verse 15. Then Moses turned and went down from the mountain with the 2 tablets of the testimony in his hand, the 10 commandments. And the tablets were written on both sides, on the front and back they were written. The tablets were the work of God, and the writing was the writing of God engraved on the tablets. And then in verse 19, as soon as he came near the camp and saw the calf and the dancing, the golden calf idol, Moses' anger burned hot. He threw the tablets out of his hands and broke them at the foot of the mountain. He took the calf that they had made, he burned it with fire, ground it to powder, and scattered it on the water. And he made the people of Israel drink it. He made them drink it. The golden calf idol they had just been worshiping in his absence, he ground it up into powder and he fed it to them. Man, talk about a fitting punishment. Ugh. It just made me pause. It made me stop, one, and think of just punishments that I've been given in my own life by different people in authority, but also all the times where God should have given me a punishment and perhaps was merciful or was forgiving. And so I thought, man, how many times that I ask God and plead for justice when really I should be glad that he's a God of mercy, a God of love. He is a God of justice. Laws are meant for a reason, and if they're broken, they have to be answered to. However, we can see that when it comes to his anger, that God can relent and does from prayers of the people and is forgiving. And it's not because of anything that we deserve. Where is somewhere in your life where you can leave justice up to God, but you can show the same mercy that he has shown you to someone else? Something to pray, something to ponder this week. Blessings on your day.